Across the globe, rising from deserts, jungles, and mountain peaks, stand remnants of civilizations that built with mathematical precision, technological brilliance, and architectural foresight we still can't fully comprehend. Mainstream historians offer theories, often logical and reasonable, but some of these ancient structures stubbornly resist conventional explanation. The stonework is too exact, the alignment is too astronomical, the purpose is too obscure, and in every corner of the world, these sites whisper a haunting possibility. What if our ancestors didn't do it alone? Here are 10 of ancient alien structures that still can't be explained, wonders that may hold secrets to our forgotten past, or evidence of something not entirely human. 1. Puma Punku, Bolivia's unsolved stone code high in the Bolivian Andes. Puma Punku is part of the larger Tiwanaku complex, but it stands out as something far stranger. Scattered across a high-altitude plateau are megalithic blocks of andesite and diorite, two of the hardest stones on Earth, cut with a precision that defies belief. Some of these blocks weigh over 100 tons. But the real mystery, the cuts. The stones appear to be machined, featuring perfectly straight angles, interlocking shapes, and even drill holes that suggest advanced tools or laser-level precision. Archaeologists claim ancient techniques involving stone hammers and sand abrasion, but the right angles, smooth finishes, and modular design make skeptics question that narrative. Why build such massive structures with Lego-like joints unless they were meant to be transported or reassembled with ease? Some theorists believe Puma Punku is evidence of lost knowledge or technology passed down from an unknown source, possibly not of this world. 2. The Great Pyramid of Giza, more than just a tomb. It's the most iconic ancient structure on Earth, and also the most mysterious. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built supposedly around 2500 BCE for Pharaoh Khufu, remains a marvel of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. But beneath its well-photographed silhouette lies a web of unanswered questions. How did ancient Egyptians transport 2.3 million blocks, some weighing up to 80 tons, with Bronze Age tools? How did they align it almost perfectly with true north, or encode the speed of light in meters per second within its geometry? Moreover, the pyramid's layout corresponds with the stars in Orion's belt, and the internal shafts align with celestial bodies, not just symbolically, but with measurable accuracy. Modern engineers admit that replicating the Great Pyramid's construction today, especially without cranes and lasers, would be incredibly difficult. So how did a desert civilization with no wheels or pulleys do it? Unless, of course, they had help. 3. Baalbek, the immovable stones of Lebanon. At the temple complex of Baalbek in Lebanon, visitors find one of the most mind-bending enigmas in ancient architecture, the trilithon. 3 colossal stones in the Temple of Jupiter, each weighing roughly 800 to 1,000 tons. That's equivalent to more than 3 fully loaded 747 aircrafts each. The mystery isn't just their size, but their placement. These stones were lifted and set atop a platform 20 feet off the ground, using technology we supposedly didn't possess until the modern industrial age. Nearby, the Stone of the Pregnant Woman lies half buried, estimated to weigh 200 tons. No ancient crane, no team of laborers, no primitive lever system seems capable of moving them, much less aligning them flawlessly. Some believe Baalbek was once a launch platform or landing site for sky gods described in ancient Sumerian and Phoenician myths. 4. Nan Madol, the Atlantis of the Pacific. Floating off the coast of Pohnpei in Micronesia is Nan Madol, a mysterious city built on a coral reef with over 250 million pounds of basalt columns, most weighing several tons each. The site's construction dates back over 1,000 years, but no clear records explain how an isolated island society built a city on the water, dragging or levitating heavy stone across miles of ocean without wheels or iron tools. Even stranger, the layout of Nan Madol resembles circuit boards from above. and some of its megalithic foundations seem magnetically charged. Indigenous legend says the stones were flown into place by magic, a story that oddly resembles tales of levitation or anti-gravity. With no quarry nearby and no written history of the builders, Nan Madol remains one of the most baffling megalithic enigmas ever discovered. 5. Sacsayhuaman, the impossible fortress of Paru. Towering above the ancient city of Cusco, Sacsayhuaman is a fortress made of interlocking stones, some the size of small buses, shaped so precisely they slot together without mortar. You can't fit a razor blade between them. The zig-zag walls resist earthquakes that have leveled modern buildings nearby. What stuns researchers is how the Inca, or pre-Incan civilizations, transported these stones across rugged terrain, shaped them like 3D puzzle pieces, and placed them without gaps. Some stones weigh over 120 tons. Carving and placing them would require not just brute strength but mathematical genius. Many mainstream scholars credit the Incas with extraordinary skill, but some argue the tools available couldn't have shaped these stones so cleanly. Could the builders have used sonic tools, or even guidance from beings with higher knowledge? That's what the legends hint at. 6. Göbekli Tepe, the temple that shouldn't exist, discovered in the 1990s. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey flipped the timeline of human history on its head. Dated to around 9600 BCE, over 12,000 years ago, it predates Stonehenge, the pyramids, and even agriculture. Yet it features massive T-shaped stone pillars, some up to 20 feet tall and weighing 10 tons, arranged in circles with intricate carvings of animals, cosmic symbols, and humanoid forms. Here's the problems according to mainstream history. Humans at that time were hunter-gatherers with no cities, no writing, and no means of building megalithic structures. So who built Göbekli Tepe, and how? Even more puzzling. Why was it intentionally buried? Was it to protect sacred knowledge, or to hide something? Some believe it's a relic of a pre-human or alien-influenced civilization, one that taught early humans before vanishing without a trace. 7. The Hypogeum of El Saflieni, Malta's sonic mystery. This underground temple in Malta, over 5,000 years old, is one of the most mysterious subterranean sites on Earth. The Hypogeum consists of 3 levels of chambers, carved directly into limestone, complete with corbelled ceilings, smooth passages, and burial chambers. But what really defies logic is the so-called oracle room. In this chamber, any sound, especially a low male voice, creates a deep resonance that carries throughout the structure, affecting listeners' brains in strange ways. Modern acoustic engineers have studied the chamber and concluded it was designed to manipulate frequency and sound. But how did a Neolithic culture with no advanced tools or written language create such precision acoustics? No one knows for sure, but ancient texts speak of divine voices from underground, and spirits that communicated through vibration. Perhaps this wasn't just a temple, but a portal of sound engineered by beings more advanced than we understand. 8. Mohenjo-Daro, the city that was flash, fried in present-day Pakistan, the ruins of Mohenjo-Daro, part of the ancient Indus Valley civilization, suggest a high level of urban planning grid, like streets, multi-story buildings, and an advanced drainage system. But the real mystery lies in the evidence of sudden destruction. Archaeologists found skeletons lying in streets, as if death came instantly, some clutching each other. The most controversial find: areas of vitrified stone melted into glass by intense heat. Geologists say such vitrification would require temperatures over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, far beyond what any fire or conventional weapon of the time could produce. Is this evidence of an ancient nuclear blast? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, pointing to Indian texts like the Mahabharata, which describe gods raining, brilliant arrows, and fire, brighter than 1,000 suns, down from the sky. Coincidence or memory of a real event? Easter Island, the Moai and the hidden bodies. The Moai statues of Easter Island are iconic, giant stone heads staring silently across the Pacific. But what most don't know is that those heads have full bodies buried beneath the earth, some over 30 feet tall. The biggest mystery: how were these 80-ton statues carved and transported across a treeless island with no known means of movement? Some theorists suggest walking, the statues using ropes. Others propose levitation or lost energy technologies. But the most haunting mystery is why they were built. Some face inward, others toward the sea, and legends say they embody ancient spirits or watchers from the sky. What culture created these beings, and why do they appear eerily similar to statues found thousands of miles away in Peru, Egypt, and Mesopotamia? Could they be imitating visitors who once stood far taller than humans? 10. The Osirian at Abydos, Egypt's Out of Time Temple, near the famous Temple of Seti I in Abydos, Egypt, lies a mysterious structure sunken below the water table, the Osirian. Unlike the refined hieroglyphic temples nearby, the Osirian is built from massive granite blocks weighing up to 100 tons, stacked with raw power and primitive elegance. The stonework style is completely different and eerily similar to that seen in Peru and at Puma Punku. Mainstream Egyptology places its construction around 1300 BCE, but some researchers argue it's far older, possibly built before the dynastic Egyptians even arrived. Carvings on nearby walls show what appears to be advanced knowledge flying crafts, electric-like devices, and even a helicopter-like shape. Was the Osirian built by an earlier civilization, one with access to power tools and possibly extraterrestrial knowledge? Its construction screams power, water, and energy, aligning with theories that ancient sites were more than tombs, maybe ancient power stations. A shard blueprint beyond time, taken individually, each of these structures defies easy explanation. Together, they suggest something more: a shared design language, a lost technology, or an ancient influence that spanned the planet long before history was written. These are not just mysteries of the past. They may be clues pointing to a deeper truth, that we are not the first advanced intelligence to walk this earth. Whether shaped by gods, aliens, or forgotten genius, these ancient marvels still stand, not as relics of superstition, but as coded messages watching us, waiting to be understood. For more journeys into the unknown, the hidden, and the possibly otherworldly, keep your eyes on the unseen.